Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is a combination of Bayou Breakdown and Patriots Extra Point because the Patriots and the Saints played one another this weekend, with the Saints emerging victorious 28-13. Welcome, Jack and Chad. How you guys doing?
We're good, man. We're surviving.
Good. Good enough.
Yeah, I'm sure Jack's doing a little bit better.
A little bit.
Just based on the outcome of that last game. But, yeah, I mean, first thoughts, Jack. What did you see that looked good from the Saints?
I mean, overall, it's more of a defensive game, I would say, especially compare. I mean, I'm looking at both QB stat lines, and you can just tell that it was a defensive-minded game. The Saints picked off Mac Jones 3 times. That's fun to watch. Defense held it together, really stymied the rushing game. It was fun for me to watch the defensive end, and Jameis didn't look like crappy Jameis of old. So it was overall, I would give it like 7 out of 10 as a game, really.
7 out of 10. All right. And Chad, what did you see in the opposite end? What really didn't work that the Patriots were trying to do that led to this 28-13 defeat?
Yeah, it was really just the rushing game. You know, the Pats are pretty rushing game focused team this year because, you need a rushing game to help a rookie quarterback. And, I mean, when Mac Jones has 6 attempts and also their leading rusher, Damian Harris, also has 6 attempts and Mac has twice as many yards with 28, clearly they're playing from behind the entire game. So you have a rookie trying to air it out. I mean, he threw 51 times, 3 picks. One was a kind of like a Hail Mary garbage pick at the very end of the game. But still, I mean, like, the Saints are a good defense, and I think it's pretty tough for any rookie quarterback coming in there and just, trying to find some holes there. I mean, he did okay for what we expected. It wasn't a bad
Still
game
passed
for
for
Mac.
270. Yeah.
Yeah. In fairness, one of those interceptions I don't think was his fault. Johnny Smith really fucked him on that interception that went back. Was it for a touchdown or did it just get very close on that? I can't remember there, but it was the one that bounced off Johnny Smith's hands.
We did have a pick six at one point.
Yeah, I think it was the pick six. Yeah. I don't know what Johnny Smith was doing. He just kind of fell down and hit the ball into the air. Not ideal. Not what you want to see from a free agent there, but. Yeah, from the other side of that, Jameis, he played decently. He had one touchdown that I thought was a very risky ball. Jack, do you want to address that? And just his style of play generally so far this season?
So we talked about it last week. I do want to go back to last week. I did say that this would be like a Saints D-line. This is their game to lose, and luckily they didn't do it. So I'm happy that they held that together. Lots of pressure by Cam Jordan, and you love to see that. But, I mean, if you're talking about just, Jameis as a whole, I feel like he was more of Week 1 Jameis Winston again this week, where he didn't throw for a lot of yards. He was pretty precise for the most part. We'll come back to that touchdown pass. But he wasn't airing everything out like crazy and like he used to. I mean, what was it? I think it was 128 passing yards this game. And normally, he's jumping up there. What did he throw? He threw 5,000 yards 2 seasons ago, right? So he normally is throwing more than 128 yards a game. So I think this goes to show that he is learning, and he's proved that he's learned from week 2, which is, if nothing else, it's a sign of growth for him as a person. But I don't know what that touchdown pass was. I don't know if that was him being really confident in his ability or him being really stupid Tampa Bay Jameis. But either way, I don't know. I'm glad in the result, but I'm not happy with the execution.
Yeah, it was almost a perfect encapsulation of Jameis Winston as a player, where it's like, you're like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, that's good, actually. All right, that's good. That was fun. We're happy. So
I mean, that's just Jameis, right? I feel like you kind of, with him, that's what you're getting. Yeah. It's going to be like, he's going to throw like that, and it's going to pay off sometimes, and then other times it's going to be like, what the hell were you thinking? And then that was more of last week's game.
No, absolutely. So, Chad, obviously we were talking about it. With a rookie, you need a running game, and unfortunately for the Patriots, one of their best players went out with a hip I'm going to try to pronounce this, subluxation? Subligation? I don't know. Sounds bad. It says he's out indefinitely. How big of a blow is that to the Patriots right now?
I mean, it's James White. He's kind of like our secret little gadget guy. You know, he's our third down guy. We'll pass it in most, check downs and everything. So that's a big hit. And, he's someone even like Tom Brady loved when he was here. Just, no one's open, check down to White, and he's going to get you like 15 yards,
Yep.
So losing him is a definite hit. I mean, we have a lot of running backs, but they're still pretty young and learning still. And Jameis was, he's one of the few players from that like old Patriots dynasty left there, really like leading this team just morale wise and in the locker room. So losing him is definitely a hit. Hopefully it's not too long. I didn't read much into the injury, so hopefully he'll be back this season, and we don't lose too many games without him.
Yeah,
Next week probably is gonna be a loss, but
well. Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, I mean, obviously, huge loss. You never want to see any players go down, especially like big players like that. So we'll see what the Patriots do. I mean, they went from having too many running backs at one point, which is why they traded Sony Michel, to now it's like, oh God, what are they gonna do now that White's hurt as well? But we'll see. The Saints, on the other hand, they have plenty of weapons, and I would say. Taysom Hill played pretty great in this game. Jack, what are your thoughts on Hill right now?
Taysom was good. He's always fun to watch, but I think this is the role I prefer him in. Right, is more of a gimmick gadget type of guy. I don't hate him coming in every once in a while for a couple of probably QB sneak plays, something drawn up for him specifically. Let him line up in the slot, right, do an out route or whatever. But I don't really want to see him in there all the time, because that kind of is what gives him his unique ability to make these plays. Because if he's in there too much, then everyone's going to say, okay, it's just the Taysom Hill like halfback dive like BS, right? It's the same stuff over and over again. So I mean, he's a gimmick for a reason. I don't think he will be on the same contract that he's on currently next year. I'll leave it at that. Especially if Jameis is playing like at least decently. I don't think he'll be around next year, at least not for 16 mil. But he's probably going to be a cap casualty. I think there are enough people in the NFL that can do what Sean Payton wants Taysom Hill to do for less money, if I'm being honest. So while there is that, like, Taysom Hill was like the first of this generation of hopeful many Swiss Army knives for the New Orleans Saints, I don't think it makes sense to keep him long term just because of his his position on the depth chart right now.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I think also Kamara played quite well.
Yeah, he was nice.
He had over 100 yards. Really had a great receiving touchdown early, so I think the Saints should be pretty good heading into next week. But speaking of next week, Chad, we got to talk about it. We have Tom Brady. Jack knows him well now.
Yeah, he still sucks. I still hate him.
Rival. But yeah, Tom Brady's coming to town. I just, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm conflicted because I love Tom Brady, but I love the Pats more because I have to. You have to. You can't.
That's a true fan.
Unloyal. You can't be unloyal to your home team, man. Yeah. So I mean,
I had to watch Jason Taylor play on the Jets and almost make the Super Bowl.
Man.
So I know the feeling.
It's like I know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, Tom knows this team probably better than anyone on the Patriots right now. So I think he's going to rip them to shreds. Everyone's going to be talking. Depending if Belichick wins, great. If Tom wins, great. I think whoever wins there's going to be so much talk like, oh, I guess Tom could have done it without Bill, or Bill could have done it without Tom.
Yeah.
Get ready to hear that for a month. So. But no, I mean, come on. It's the Buccaneers, and we're a team that, like, we're still learning what the hell an offense is without Tom Brady 2 years down the road. So
right.
I think he's going to tear us to shreds. It's probably going to be the same thing last week with Mac just airing it out, praying to God he can connect with Aguilar at least once. So, I mean, if I want to make a prediction, it's going to be like 43-21 at best.
Oh.
I'd be happy with that. So
that's tough.
Oh man, Brady just knows us. He knows our playbook. He knows probably even our offense. He probably knows that better. So,
hey, I will say this: if anybody is petty enough to not plan for the first 3 games and to just only put a game plan in place for this one matchup with Brady, it's Bill Belichick. We could be seeing some things that we've never seen before coming out on defense to try to confuse Tom Brady. I don't know if it will work. Tom Brady's been around, but like I could honestly see like Bill Belichick being like, this is more important than any Super Bowl I've ever played in. I have to protect my ego and beat Tom Brady. Yep.
I mean, I guess devil's advocate, Belichick knows Brady better than anyone. So,
yeah.
I mean, all you got to do with Tom to make Tom struggle is you just got to blitz him. You just got to hit him a few times.
Pressure
and then then he's like, he's scrambling. So
he's mortal. Yeah.
That's going to be the plan. That's just blitz the shit out of him.
Hey, they added Matthew Judon for a reason. And he had a few sacks in this last game.
He did pretty well.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's a pretty talented guy, but yeah, that's going to be exciting. I mean, they've been hyping it up like all week. Like I heard about it on every game. Like, by the way, check this out. So the NFL is obviously very invested in it. Jack, I feel like your Saints get off the hook a little bit. You got to play the Giants, who are really bad, really, really bad. They're, I think. I saw a stat ever since that boat picture, which was like before their playoff game with Green Bay when the receivers went to Miami and took that weird like picture on a boat where they're all wearing like Timberland's jeans and no shirts. They're like 18 and like 49 since then. Pretty bad. It. Yeah, so that I guess that somehow cursed them because Jesus Christ. This is
That's not great.
No.
Going OBJ in the front. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so since then, they have the worst record in the NFL. I think maybe tied with the Jets, unfortunately for the Jets. Which, New York football, maybe it's the stadium.
I think it is. I think it is.
Maybe it's the state.
It's the state, yeah. No, because the Bills.
No,
the Bills are
right.
Good.
Yeah.
You're right.
They're the only ones. They're the only ones.
I mean, upstate New York is very different.
It's a whole different world.
So true.
Yep. So yeah, I think the Saints should handily defeat the Giants.
I hope so.
At 1:00.
Put money on that.
I would. If you can get even a decent line, I would put money on that. So. Yeah. There's that. Where can we find you online, Chad?
You can find me on Instagram at ChadleyJP and on Twitter at ChadPerry25 right here.
Awesome. And same question to you, Jack.
Best place to find me is Twitter, and that's at Jack_Tiernan. I've got NBA takes, I've got Saints takes, especially Saints takes when all of my friends are Pats fans. So it's good.
Getting a little spicy on Twitter this week.
Only a bit. Little zest thrown in there for sure.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. The Patriots have been so dominant for so long. We got to take what we can get over here for defeats. So that's it. There'll be one more chance for the Patriots to defeat the Dolphins this season to see if we can kind of even things back up here. But I mean, after the Raiders game, I don't really even know what to think. They're pretty good in the first game. They're fucking horrible in the second game, and they played competitive with a backup this third game. So I don't know what the Dolphins are, man. They're probably not a playoff team. I know that from what I'm seeing and from that offensive line. But hey, hopefully you guys have more luck. Thank you so much for your time, for coming on. This has been fun.
Yeah, man.
Buy you
always
extra
a pleasure.
point or a Patriots breakdown. I don't know what we'll call this one, but yeah. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at TheFakeBMar. That's BMARR. Channels on Twitter at WickedGoodEverything or at WickedGoodSport. No S, because someone else has that Twitter handle. You don't use it, but I can't have it, I guess. And then you can follow the channel on Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything, and TikTok, search WickedGoodEverything. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.